So now, as soon as the PO is generated, communicated to the supplier, and the dispatch period arrives, the supplier dispatches the material and creates an invoice which accompanies the goods. The payment terms generally specify X days after receipt of material or invoice, whichever is later, and that's why suppliers make it a point to send the goods use send the invoice along with the goods. A few things here. We must ensure that the suppliers use the exact same terms mentioned in the PO when they generate the invoice. So remember, a supplier books a sale as soon as the material is dispatched, or in some cases, when they received a confirmation that the goods have been received. They do not book a sale necessarily when they get the payment. So, some suppliers are very enthusiastic about dispatching. So, for example, I may have created a purchase order on AB Inc., and the firm creates an invoice where they state their name is ABI. Well, they may be the same things, but the buyer's company system will not generate allow payment against that invoice because there is a discrepancy between the name of the supplier on the invoice, on the purchase order, and the name of the supplier on the invoice. So, as a buying company, sometimes the onus is on me to know that hey, these suppliers routinely make errors in their invoice, which creates a problem for my accounts payable to match and create payment. So, I'm going to be very careful with these suppliers and ensure that the suppliers use the exact same terminologies that have been mentioned in the PO. In some cases, the invoice must mention the cost breakup. So, for example, I want the supplier to quote for the material price, logistics cost, the insurances separately. Well, the suppliers must do that. And as always, the next set of documents must contain a reference to the previous set so that an audit trail is established and analysis can be done. The invoice should have a reference to the PO so that whenever the material is received, it helps invert the material. So as soon as the material is received, the receiving department can look at the invoice and then see the reference to the purchase order against which it was invoiced, and then create the goods received note. And that is what we will discuss in the next video.